Warning: this video contains disturbing images. Yes, some of the posters are that ugly. Enter at your own risk.
Beb's Movie Log, Tape 11, date August 8, 1980. Top 20 worst movie posters of the 1970s. Movie posters are swell, nice and helpful. Good ones are. Bad ones are just helpful. They could protect the floor while you're painting your room. They could help you improve your origami skills. Or you can always wrap raw fish, for example. Not that I expect you to have raw fish that you need to transport for some reason, like for a picnic, but stranger things have happened. So since we already covered best movie posters of the 70s, and by the way there were twice as much of them, it is time for a sequel. All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. I wanted to quote the first line only, but when it's Tolkien, you just can't stop. In other words, not everything that looks bad actually is bad. Some of the posters on this list belong to greatest of films. Okay, so same 1200 posters that we used to make the best list were reused to make the crap list. Same tandem of Kurt and Beverly was summoned to form a shared opinion on the subject. And same three criterion rating system was applied. They are the concept, the execution, and the use of color. At Neon Chainsaw you can always count on getting more than asking. Long intros, extended prologues, or additional conclusions. This video has all of that. As for conclusions, today's ones are years that were the most frequent guests and genres that annoyed the hell out of us. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 20 is Nashville from 1975. It's a musical film with Shelley Duvall and Jeff Goldblum. Oh boy, here we go. Welcome to the parade, everybody. It's the first installment in my female-led body horror trilogy. The damnedest thing you ever saw? More like the dumbest thing you ever saw. You'd be surprised how much stupid stuff was put on women's legs on 70s posters. What saves it a little is quality drawing and good choice of colors. Number 19 is Zardos from 1974. It's an Irish-American sci-fi film with Sean Connery and Charlotte Rampling. First of all, what is this movie about? A bunch of Mayan horse-riding, skinny-dipping weirdos? A stone head with a giant human hand? Or a costume designer's crisis? Speaking of costumes, what was going on in the mind of a person who created a look for Mr. Sean Connery? Nonetheless, it is professionally made and nicely colored. Number 18 is Piranha from 1978. It's a horror film directed by Joe Dante. It also has an alternate poster which is super duper awesome. But this one is the first installment in my Let's Rip Off Someone Else's Work trilogy, Jaws in this case. Same sliced buttload of water, same Miss Sweeney on top, same toothy aquatic monster underneath. Same concept, same execution, same colors. In the world without Jaws, it would have been on the best posters list. Number 17 is The Beast Must Die from 1974. It's a British horror film with Michael Gambon. Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? A face of what animal is inside the yellow disc? A hedgehog, B, a Pomeranian, C, a monkey, or D, a Tasmanian devil. It's a f***ing werewolf, alright? It's a terribly put together poster that suggests more comedy than horror. Although it's not the worst idea in use of color. Number 16 is Let's Scare Jessica to Death from 1971. It's a horror film directed by John Hancock. Bitch, third horror in a row, pull yourself together, man. You can tell that someone worked on this for at least 7 minutes. The text at the top is a mess. The boat looks more like a fence, the face is melting away, and none of the elements seem to be in one place. However, it's an okay composition and the perfect palette. Number 15 is Fritz the Cat from 1972. It's an animated film directed by Ralph Bakshi. I never thought that a poster with cats whom I love so much, and if you don't, God have mercy on your soul, could be so repulsive. I don't want to see this film. I don't want you to see this film and tell me about it. I'm not into cat tits, and I'm not into cartoon porn. Funny thing, this guy directed The Lord of the Rings, which artwork landed on our best posters list. The upsides? At least those cats are dressed. Number 14 is More American Graffiti from 1979. It's a comedy film with Ron Howard, not directed by, starring. I don't like the poster for its predecessor, American Graffiti, but this one is a bag of d***s. Who woke up and thought that caricature is a good idea? And I'm not even talking about posters now. What makes this eyesore more awful is the addition of war theme, thank you very much. Rainbow background really saves the day here. Number 13 is Profondo Rosso, or Deep Red, from 1975. It's an Italian mystery film directed by Dario Argento. It's the second installment in my Let's Rip Off Someone Else's Work trilogy, Vertigo this time. Altered vortex and number of silhouettes doesn't make it an original poster. Just as switching from suburbia to summer camp and from male to female killer doesn't make it an original film. Yes, I'm talking to you, Friday the 13th. You are a terrible movie, so you. Nevertheless, the execution is as different from Vertigo as it can be. Number 12 is It's Alive from 1974. It's a horror film directed by Larry Cohen, and it's the last installment in my Let's Rip Off Someone Else's Work trilogy, specifically Rosemary's Baby and The Omen. Long story short, they took Rosemary poster, zoomed the hell out of a stroller, ditched the colors, and shoved the text from Omen poster. All three films are horror films that deal with an evil child, no coincidences. Still, like the font and its uneven nature. Number 11 is Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978. It's a sci-fi film with Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy, Jeff Goldblum, and Veronica Cartwright. To understand this poster, you have to analyze it and see the actual movie. This is not how it's supposed to work. Even so, you still have questions left. Like, why are real people so skinny? Why are they running through the desert? Why are the fonts so hideous? And the main question is, why is this poster trying to scare people away from this movie and not the other way around? Halfway there! Number 10 is Carrie from 1976. It's a horror film directed by Brian De Palma. Now that's just disrespectful. Two reasons. One, they literally put two shots from a movie on a black background and added text. Inspiring. And two, those two shots spoil movie's climax. No biggie, it's only the most important part. Posters like this deserve a punch in the throat. It's this high on this list cause it's gonna get worse. Number 9 is The Godfather from 1972. It's a crime film directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Sequel's poster is no better, but it would be repeatable to put it here. It's the first installment in my I Don't Feel Like Doing Much trilogy. This film is so great, I feel obliged to remind you, dear watcher, that this is worst posters list, not worst movies one. It's on my wall for Christ's sake, but not because of the looks. It's a half black, half white rectangular with text. The font is good and the puppeteer's hand is interesting, but that's extremely little. Number 8 is Rocky II from 1979. It's a drama film directed by and starring Sylvester Stallone. And it's the second installment in my I Don't Feel Like Doing Much trilogy. Basically, it's a simpler version of the Godfather poster. Instead of white, you have yellow, instead of a hand, you have a silhouette. The fonts are boring, and people inside letters have been done before. Number 7 is Heavy Traffic from 1973. It's an animated film directed by Ralph Bakshi. Another masterpiece from the creator of Fritz the Cat. Та знов ці, суко, кляті карикатури. Якась жалюгідна купа притрушених вилупків. Злочинці, алкаші та хвойди. А їх тупі пики залишають бажати кращого. Хтось помножує 132 на 47, хтось наче всрався, а хлопець всередині точно затіяв якусь холеру. Взагалі не виникає бажання дивитися це лайно. Number 6 is Catch-22 from 1970. It's a comedy film with Alan Arkin, Anthony Perkins, Martin Sheen, Jon Voight, and Orson Welles. Great! Another war-themed poster. Now, be honest with me. Do you have any desire to put this on your wall and see it every day? If they ever make a sequel, how about a hairy ass for a poster? Or balls? You know what? Let's just go with hairy balls instead. Almost there, only 5 left. Number 5 is THX-II38. What? THX-1138 from 1971. If I accidentally opened the portal, I'm not sorry. It's a sci-fi film directed by George Lucas. Let's play Millionaire. What is on this poster? A. I don't know. B. I do not know. C. Can you repeat the question? Or D. I really don't know. Making left square purple is as tasteless as wearing matching colors bag and shoes. Number 4 is Interiors from 1978. It's a drama film directed by Woody Allen, and it's the last installment in my I Don't Feel Like Doing Much trilogy. Could this poster be any more lazy? It literally looks like a title page in the book. I mean, sure, there is a saying, don't judge a book by its title page. Oh yeah, that's not how it goes! I can consider the cover, but sometimes the lack of it is not the worst idea. Number 3 is Le charme discret de la bourgeoisie, or The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie from 1972. It's a French-Italian-Spanish comedy film with Fernando Rey, and it's the second installment in my female-led body horror trilogy. What else is needed from a woman than her mouth and legs? Actually kinda surprised this monstrosity doesn't have boobs. The fact that it was made with cheap copy machine is not helping, as well as those ugly shoes. Number 2 is Amarcord from 1973. It's an Italian-French drama film directed by Federico Fellini. I don't mind that woman in red is looking at me weird. I don't care that Captain Mustache is performing a Nazi salute. I don't give a rat's ass about this vomit-inducing mustard background. But the proportions of a woman in front are gonna haunt me in my f***ing nightmares. Why? Just why would someone do such a terrible thing? Why? And finally, the bottom of the barrel. Number 1 is What? From 1972. It's an Italian-French-German comedy film directed by Roman Polanski. And it's the last installment in my female-led body horror trilogy. What the f*** is this? Look at this. Look at this shit. The f*** is wrong with you? What kind of sick f***ing hole comes up with a shit like that? It's a f***ing abortion of a poster.
Whoa, whoa! Calm down! Calm the f*** down! Gandhi,
Alright.
remember Gandhi?
Alright, I'm fine. And now a special correspondent, Nancy Talks a Lot, with a final report. How's it looking, Nance? And I'm like, how is it even possible to twist your ankle like that? Seriously? Oh. All required information has been gathered and analyzed. The statement will be released within few minutes. Back to you, Jill. Okay, so firstly, years. Coming in third is a tie between a bunch of years, so that doesn't make any sense. The second place goes to a tie between 1974 and 1978. Both had 3 posters. And the winner is 1972 with 4 posters. My conclusion would be the same as in Best Posters list. They progress with each year. And now the genres. Coming in third is a tie between drama and sci-fi. Both had 3 posters. The second place goes to comedy with 4 posters. And the winner is horror with 5 posters. My conclusion would be horror movies need bigger budgets. So yeah, that was my top 20 worst movie posters of the 1970s. До зустрічі!